welcome back to my channel, or welcome. My name is May, also known as Miss Leva, and on this channel I love talking luxury, a little bit of travel, handbags, fashion, style. So hopefully you're into all that kind of good stuff, and without further ado, I'm gonna get right into today's video, and that is a review of all of my 2021 purchases. Now I do have unboxings or some sort of video in relationship to all of these pieces, so I'll make sure to link those down below for you guys. However, I did want to do a quick review on all of these pieces that I added last year, kind of giving you my 2 cents, my first impressions kind of deal like that. So if you are trying to consider to add any of these pieces into your collection, I can more or less help you either choose the item, or maybe I share something that completely turns you away from the piece in general. Now I do gotta say, last year was a very good year. I was able to add a few key pieces that I had been wanting to add to my collection, and for that I am extremely grateful for. I really do my research before making any of these purchases and kind of really find ways that I will be able to incorporate all of these pieces. I steer away from making impulse purchases because I want to make sure that I buy pieces that I can incorporate in more than just one way into my lifestyle. So I will go ahead and start off with 3 pieces that I was so lucky to get all last year, and those are the Louis Vuitton toiletry pouches. Now, like I said, I do have videos on all of these, so I'll make sure to link them down below. I also post a ton of pictures on these on my Instagram, so make sure to go ahead and check me out there. But I basically started with the 19 first. I added her earlier on in 2021. I gotta say, maybe it was January or February. And then as I was loving using the 19, I really went back and forth on whether I wanted to add the other 2. And I gotta say, I really wanted to complete my first Louis Vuitton trifecta. And as I came to that conclusion, they somehow said that the toiletries were going to be discontinued. So I was like a mad woman trying to find the other 2 pieces. Thankfully, I was able to find them and add them to my collection, and I am really so happy I did. I love using them all for travel, but I've used the 15 so much last year. I basically either used her with or instead of my mini pochette, and I feel like it's perfect, especially since I got into smaller bags. And then I just use the 26 and the 19 always for travel. And then now that we've gotten into this whole turning them into handbags trend, I really like that too. So I'll definitely make sure to film a video for you guys soon showing you how I style these as handbags. But overall, this has been one of the best purchases that I've ever made. Now for this next piece is gonna be really quick and simple because I recently did a dedicated video for it, but that is my Gucci Brie camera bag. And even though I didn't use her a lot in 2021, I did take her on a trip that we went to, and she really showed me how much I can pack into her. So I'm kind of glad that she's still with me as of today. I actually bought a matching card holder when I got her in the outlets in Orlando. However, that card holder is no longer with me. I did go ahead and decide to part ways because I really just wasn't gravitating to it. Nothing against the card holder, it actually was really nice and the leather was very soft, but I just really wasn't reaching for it, and for that reason I decided but I really wasn't reaching for it. So for that reason I went ahead and sold it, and I have no regrets, thankfully. But this camera bag is actually pretty cute. It's small, like I said, it packs a punch, and it's held up pretty well. I do have a video for it, so if you want more in-depth detail on that, just go ahead and check it out. Now moving on to some clothing items, I think you can call it that. I did go ahead and add this Burberry shawl in about September of 2021, and I am obsessed, you guys. I love this shawl so much. I think the color combination really goes with my overall style. I gotta say, I am super into Burberry lately. I mean, I just feel like their pieces are very classic, but at the same time, they're very timeless. So I'm really into the fashion house at the moment. And then I actually had gotten this one because we were going on a trip to Paris later on in that month. And in Paris, I did go a little shopping crazy there, but I added this Burberry one, and I just love how subtle this color is. It's kind of like a dark gray bluish tone, but then on the other side it does have a little bit of a darker color as well. So I really like how it would go whenever I dressed all black, or if I was just wearing a very monochromatic look, I can just add this as my pop of color. These both are perfect because I do live in Miami, so they are pieces that I can layer during the fall, winter, and even spring season here, and it's not something that's gonna be too heavy and it's gonna make me really warm. And I really do like how neutral the colors are, so it's very easy for me to pair them. They have no pop stitching, no visible wear that I can, you know, pick from and show you guys. They've really held up really well. I'll make sure to insert some pictures of me wearing them. But I also post a lot of pictures on my Instagram for outfit inspiration, and I also do a few reels on how I love styling these pieces. Now, another piece that I will just bring out to show you that I got in 2021, but I promised not to get too much into it because I have talked you guys' ear off with this piece, and that is my Speedy B25 in the Damier band print. I love it. That's all I'm gonna say, and we're gonna leave it at that. Now, I did mention we actually did do a trip to Paris last year, and I was so happy to be back in Paris. Paris is one of my most favorite cities in the whole world, and we did do some shopping in that trip. So a lot of these pieces that I will be showing you now are from there. I do have a VAT refund video, which I'll make sure to link down below, and that is the reason why I held off for the majority of the year in order to buy some of these pieces over in Europe, because not only are they cheaper there, but you also get an additional refund due to the VAT. So I'll make sure to link that down below for you guys in case you're planning a trip, or if you want to know more or less how the whole VAT refund works. If you have watched some of my previous videos of wishlist or just talking about luxury items in general, you are aware that I have been wanting to add pieces from different fashion houses. I started off with Louis Vuitton, and they will always have a special place in my heart. But as I've seen different fashion houses come out with more items and have done my research, I've realized that there are quite a few fashion houses that offer great quality pieces. So I did want to wait for that trip later on in the year to Paris in order to dip my toes into a new brand, and that is Valentino. So on that trip, I went ahead and added their reversible V logo belt. And I love this belt. I mean, I love that it has the black, obviously such a classic color, especially for me. But I really like that it has this nice powdery pink color inside. It is something that I didn't have in my collection. I also have a camel belt. So it was nice to be able to add a different tone into my collection. And the reason why I chose this color combo is because I also wanted to try out their caged sandals. And I went ahead and added those as well during that trip. I did add the ones with a little bit of a heel. I didn't want to go too high, and I didn't want to get the flat ones. I felt like this heel would be perfect either to dress casually or to even dress up. And guys, they are so comfortable. I cannot rave enough about them. I've officially convinced my mom to get them. Hopefully we will be going to Europe later on this year as well with them. So I'm super excited to be able to do a little bit of shopping with her there. But I can't rave enough about these sandals. They're so chic, but then they're so casual, and then the color just goes with everything. They are really one of my favorite purchases from last year, and I have worn them a few times. I want to say maybe like 5 or 6, and I have no complaints. The block heel is perfect, so it makes it very comfortable, and the whole caged look just makes sure that it holds your foot in place. So like I said, they're just very comfortable to wear, and I do wear them when we're going out walking because I really like to use my shoes and make sure that I really am enjoying them. So it's not just been a get out of the car, sit down, have dinner, and get back in the car kind of situation. We've actually walked around like a little area after brunch, after lunch, after dinner. You know, it's been different occasions, and all the times I've had no complaints. They took absolutely no break-in period. So I really highly recommend these if you are looking to add them to your collection. And for me, they've just been a great pair to add to mine overall. Now, before I continue, I did want to ask you guys to please give me a thumbs up if you are enjoying the video. Giving us thumbs up, as you are probably aware, helps us so much in the growth of our channel. And if you do love this kind of like luxury handbags kind of vibe, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining the family. Now, sticking to that Europe trip of 2021, which I'll make sure to have links down below of the purchases that I got. I also added the Rosalie wallet from Louis Vuitton. And this is actually a repurchase for me, you guys. I had it at one point and then I ended up getting the YSL card holder. So I thought that they were gonna be too similar. So I went ahead and sold it and I regretted it so much after that. This card holder is so cute. It really has a ton of compartments and it's very comfortable to use. So when I saw it in the Louis Vuitton store, I knew I had to add her back into my collection. I went for the exact same print. I had one just like this. It was the Damier Ebene with the rose ballerina lining and button, and I was just really so happy to be able to add her back to my collection. So since we did so much shopping during that trip, I obviously had to add a piece in order to bring all the goodies back, and that was the Keepball 45. My husband had actually been wanting to add the Keepball just because he really liked it, so he went ahead and got the Damier Graphite one. And then once we were there, I was kind of playing with it and I was like, oh my god, this is so great, you know, even for like weekend trips. And he's like, well, if they have one, then just buy it. So why not? And I really needed the space, you guys. Like, if I wouldn't have gotten an additional luggage piece, I don't know how we would have gotten all that stuff back home. So he's like, you're gonna spend money on something that you don't really like, just might as well get the piece that you really want. And he was totally correct. So I was able to add this one, which is the one in the Damier Ebene. And what I love about it is that we can switch up between his and mine. They really are just so unisex, both prints, that I'm really glad we were able to find both of these pieces, because you guys know how hard it is to come across canvas pieces. And aside from that, we got super lucky because the week after we left Paris, there was a price increase in Louis Vuitton. So not only did we save money just by purchasing them in Paris, but we actually saved a lot more than we thought. Now, we have used these pieces since then for travel, and so far so good. I don't have any scratches or any wear whatsoever on them. Everything looks pretty good from my end, and he takes care of his even more. It's kind of funny to see him like actually look after his piece. So I gotta say they're holding up really well. In my opinion, I do really think that the darker print will always hold up a lot better. And both of ours have the treated vachetta handles, which is a major plus, especially in a travel piece. I really recommend it. I just really enjoy this one in this color, and his is absolutely stunning as well. I just wanted to bring out his so you guys can see. This color is so gorgeous, you guys. I really feel like it's very manly, but I totally see it being carried by a woman as well. I think, like I said, it's very unisex. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but we did go for the bandolier option, which is so much better, because whenever you're running around the airport, and you know, this one, it fits on top of our luggage, but it does come out on the sides a little bit. So it's really nice just to have that strap and this thicker option up here to just throw over your shoulder and get going. I mean, it's really been a great piece to add, especially for us that we try to do a carry-on and then just a personal item. So this gives us a lot more room in order to put a lot more things inside, but it's also very carefree in my opinion. Now, almost reaching the end, last year I finally got the nerve to decide that I wanted to start building a little bit of a list for Hermes. Now, I don't know if I will add a Birkin or a Kelly. What I do know is that if I ever do, I want it to be brand new. I don't think I will ever spend the type of money that the pre-loved market is asking for those handbags. Just for me, it doesn't make sense. We can get into that topic in a whole different video. But as of now, I went ahead and walked in a brand new store that they opened here in South Florida. And I did start kind of a relationship with one of the SAs there. He was very, very nice. That day, I basically just went in for a Twilly that I was looking for. So I was able to add that. And it is this one here. I'll make sure to leave it linked down below because I don't know the exact name of it. But what I loved about this Twilly, and the reason why it'll always be with me, it was a limited edition, and it does have this beautiful embroidery of a little puppy. And it was just perfect because it reminds me so much of my little puppy that she is no longer with us, but she is with me here in this little Twilly, and obviously always with me in my heart. But the fact that it had that little detail made this Twilly so much more special. And the colors in general are just so stunning. They go really well with all my outfits and all my bags as well. And I'm glad I was able to kind of start a relationship with an SA there. Like I said, I don't know if I will ever add a Birkin or a Kelly. I still go back and forth with that all the time. But as of now, I really did just want to add a piece from the fashion house. I also have a couple of their cuffs in my wish list, so maybe that'll happen this year. But this was part of my 2021 purchases, and like I said, I couldn't be happier that I was able to add such a special piece into my collection. And the latest piece that I added at the end of 2021 were my two David Yurman cuffs. This was actually a gift from my husband for Christmas, and I gotta say, you guys, I can't stop wearing them. I love how they pair. They're so simple. It's one of their most simple classic pieces, I feel, but they're perfect. I mean, they have a ton that have diamonds and stones, and those are beautiful as well, but I knew I wanted to start off with a very classic pieces and then maybe stack up later on. So that's why I decided to go with these two, and I can't say enough, they're really just so perfect. As you can see, you can dress them down. I can wear just one, or I can stack them up like so. I really do feel like they go really well with my day-to-day looks, and they can go really nicely with night looks as well. All right, guys, so that is pretty much all of the purchases I did in 2021. Like I said, I know I went a little bit overboard, and I am extremely grateful and happy for all of the purchases that I made. This year, I'm actually considering just adding different items from different fashion houses just because I want to try out other items than just handbags. I pretty much have, I think, 2 or 3 handbags in my wish list that I really want to consider. Obviously, there's pieces that were always like, oh my God, that would be so great to add. But I really try to do my research and try to add pieces that I know I will use on the day-to-day. So for that reason, I have just a few of those in my wish list, and a lot more of like accessories and kind of like outfit pieces, sneakers, shoes in my wish list this time around in order to venture out from the handbag category. Now, don't forget to subscribe if you did enjoy the video, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch today, and I hope I catch you in my next one. Bye, everyone.